So I was a big old whore in college. I slept with every guy. I don't want to get into why. I had a lot of self-esteem issues. I still do. But I would sleep with anybody who would sleep with me. If I was good enough for you, you were most definitely good enough for me. And that, I would like to say that that was just college, but it wasn't. It went way past college. I was still sleeping with all sorts of dudes. But then I met a guy. And this guy was nice, and he didn't not call me, which was really nice. So we started dating, which I had never dated anybody before. I had slept with a lot of people, but I had never really dated anybody before, so it was all very new and exciting. And we dated for about 7 months, which was impressive for a first kind of relationship. And we really loved each other. We were really in sync. And the only thing that bugged me about him was he didn't have health insurance, but I had plenty of health insurance. So I went to my gynecologist. It's about to get real, guys. I went to my gynecologist for, the whole shebang. And she called me 2 days later and was like, you have chlamydia. What are the odds that I sleep with literally dozens of guys and don't get anything? I sleep with one guy for 7 months and get chlamydia. I was devastated. I accused him of cheating on me, which he said he hadn't. He just didn't know because he didn't have health insurance. So he forked over the $14 to get the health insurance to get tested for chlamydia, and he had it, and I'd gotten it from him. So I went back to the doctor's office, and my father's a doctor at UCLA, so I know all the doctors there. So that's great. I'm feeling really good about the fact that my father probably knows I have chlamydia now. But I get there, and the nurse, I don't even meet with the doctor because they know what it is. They know what it has. And anybody have chlamydia before? Just me? Thank you, sir. Awesome. So chlamydia, if you're going to go with an STD, chlamydia is hands down the way to go. It's super easy. There's no gross fungus or anything growing. It's really a breeze. You get an antibiotic, 7 days, fucking nothing. So I'm jazzed at this point. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself with my chlamydia and my pills now. So I take the pills in hand and I put them in my purse because God forbid my father sees me. So I'm walking out and I see the man. The man can only be described as a hot Persian, and Persians are my bread and butter. I am half Syrian. They love me. I'm just ethnic enough that their parents will like me, but not so ethnic that they feel like they're dating a Persian. I really do very well in Glendale because of that. So it's all going well. And this guy, the man, comes up to me, and he sees me from across the room, and I see him from across the room. And it's also the geriatric ward, because that's where my doctor... So there was slim pickings for the man. Anyway, because everybody there was like 1,000, but then there was me and there was him, and he was wearing a white coat, which meant he was a doctor, and he was the opposite of the shitty boyfriend that gave me chlamydia, and I was so excited because I was going to land my doctor man, who probably most definitely has health insurance, and so I'm walking over being cool, and he's being cool walking over to me, and we start chatting, and we start talking. I'll give you the whole conversation. It was, hey. That was as far as we got in the conversation, but it was going really well, and I felt really good about it. And he says, so what's your... And before he could say name, the nurse comes running out and says, Joey, I forgot to tell you, the thing with chlamydia is... And then she stops, and she looks at me, and she looks at hot Persian doctor guy, and she looks at me, and God love her, in an effort to save the moment, she said, I have chlamydia. But... She knew she didn't have chlamydia. I knew she didn't have chlamydia. Hot doctor guy definitely knew he didn't have chlamydia. So it didn't work out so well. He just kind of stared at me. I've never been like a black man in like 1960s Texas, but I feel like the look that I got from him was a lot like I just used like the whites only bathroom. He was like really like offended, but also kind of awestruck at my audacity. And then he just said, well, and walked away. So my options were limited because I had chlamydia. So I decided to stick it out with the boyfriend for at least the 7 days it would take for this thing to go away. And that was 8 years ago. We're still together. We have dogs. We're like a couple. And he has yet to give me another STD. Thanks, guys.